Superheroes are the embodiment of power, flying through the sky, lifting mountains, defying the odds. But beneath that strength, there's vulnerability, a side they rarely show. Because real heroism isn't about being invincible, it's about balancing strength with humanity. Today, we're exploring the yin and yang of superhero power, how the mightiest heroes are often the most fragile, and why that makes them truly powerful. In ancient philosophy, yin and yang represent balance, dark and light, strength and softness, two forces that can't exist without each other. In the world of superheroes, this concept is crucial because every hero faces a paradox. Their greatest strengths often reveal their deepest vulnerabilities, and that tension is what makes them compelling. But how do they maintain this balance? Let's start with someone who embodies this paradox perfectly: Superman. Invincible yet vulnerable, Superman is a god among men. He can lift buildings, fly faster than sound, survive a nuclear blast. But his greatest weakness? His heart. Clark Kent may be indestructible, but his humanity is what makes him fragile. He could dominate, rule, take over the world, but instead, he chooses to protect. Why? Because he knows that strength without compassion is just tyranny. Superman's yin, physical power. His yang, emotional vulnerability. He constantly questions whether his presence causes more harm than good. After all, if he can't save everyone, is he really a hero? That's the paradox. Being invincible, but still feeling powerless to save the ones you love. And that's why he doesn't just save the world. He tries to inspire it. Maybe the real power isn't in his fists, but in his choice to care. Batman. Unbreakable will, fragile mind. Then there's Batman. No powers, no superhuman abilities, just willpower, intelligence, and a relentless drive. But what drives him? Grief, loss, a broken childhood. He channels his pain into purpose, fighting crime with his own brand of justice. But that obsession, that need to control the darkness, it isolates him. Batman's yin, unwavering strength. His yang, the darkness that consumes him. He's human, mortal, and vulnerable to his own obsession. He builds allies like the Bat family, but keeps them at arm's length. Because for him, showing weakness means risking everything. Sometimes fighting the darkness too hard means becoming part of it. Maybe the greatest strength isn't fighting alone, but trusting others to share the burden. Thor, the god who fell. Thor, the god of thunder. A warrior raised to believe that power makes the king. But when his hammer is taken, when his title is stripped, he faces a question he's never asked. Who am I without my strength? In his lowest moment, he learns that being worthy isn't about power. It's about humility. It's about finding strength without the hammer. Thor's yin, godly might. His yang, the humility to start over. He realizes that true worthiness doesn't come from being invincible. It comes from being able to rise after losing everything. And that's a lesson not just for gods, but for anyone who's lost their sense of purpose. Sometimes, falling is how you rise again. The Hulk, rage and control. The Hulk is pure, unfiltered power, strength that no one can match. But that power comes at a cost, losing himself. Bruce Banner's fear isn't just of hurting others, it's of losing his own identity. But when he learns to accept the Hulk, to work with his shadow, he finds balance. Hulk's yin, uncontrollable might. His yang, the inner scientist struggling for peace. When he stops fighting the monster within, he becomes a version of Hulk that's both mighty and mindful. Sometimes integrating the monster is how you reclaim your humanity. Maybe strength isn't just smashing, it's knowing when not to. Wanda Maximoff, grief as power. Wanda's magic is boundless. She can alter reality, rewrite the world, create entire lives. But that power, fueled by grief, by the pain of losing her family, her love, her purpose. Her greatest challenge isn't controlling her abilities, it's controlling the heartache that drives them. Wanda's yin, chaos and destruction. Her yang, a longing for a world where she isn't alone. Sometimes power without healing turns into pain that destroys. Her journey isn't about becoming more powerful. It's about accepting the grief that shapes her. Maybe being powerful means choosing to let go of the illusion of control. These heroes teach us something profound. Strength without vulnerability is hollow. Power without purpose is dangerous. True heroism isn't just about being the strongest. It's about balancing power with compassion, knowing when to fight and when to step back, realizing that your greatest strength may also be your deepest wound. And that's not a weakness. That's what makes you human. Heroes aren't just defined by their powers. They're defined by how they use them and how they rise when they fall. In our own lives, we often think being strong means never showing weakness. But that's not balance. Balance means embracing both sides. Your strength and your struggles. Your power and your pain. If you've ever fought to find that balance, hit subscribe. Sometimes being strong means knowing when to be vulnerable.